Right. Good afternoon. So at last we started hyperlinks. Right. We started hyperlink and we have created a hyperlink, but not finished yet because there are some other things to be explained. Right. So I hope everyone knows everyone understands the word hyperlink. So hyperlink is a link which can take a user from one place to another, maybe from one web page to another web page, maybe from one web page to another website, from one web page to another document. So this is possible. At the same time, hyperlink can be set on text as well as some other objects like images. You cannot think that text is the only one object which can have hyperlink. No, there may be some other things also. So in the previous class, I have shown you how to create a hyperlink on text, right? So let's show that again. Right, look here. For creating hyperlink, the tag is A for anchor. Then it needs an attribute, href is must, right? So A href equal. Here the value would be the path of your web page, because you are going to link a web page, right? That path should be given. So in my case, I wanted to link a page called index.htm, which is saved in E drive. So that's why I have shown you the path. In case if this HTML document and the web page are in the same location, maybe in the same folder, you could easily give the web page name only. Rather than giving the whole path, it is enough. When both HTML page, this one, home.html and index.html, both are in the same folder or same location, this is enough. But if they are in different locations, you have to show the full path, right? So E, index.html. This is the starting anchor tag. This is the closing anchor tag. Here the anchor tag should be closed. In between the starting anchor tag and the closing anchor tag, give the word or give the phrase on which the link has to be set, right? So here I wanted the link on click here. That's why it is given. Look at the output. I have already shown you the output. Let me show it again. Right, look at that. Click here is there with the underline, because when a hyperlink is set, underline also there. So it is a clickable one. You can see the mouse pointer. Mouse pointer takes the hand shape. So it means it is a link. So if you click, you know, it will be taken or it will take us to another web page. This is the web page which we have linked. Look at that, index.html. Okay. So if you want to see the main page, you can use this back button, click and see that. Okay, right. Similarly, if you want to link a web page which is already hosted in on a server like Google or Yahoo or whatever, that is also possible. Say I wanted to link the Google homepage, right? When a word is clicked, say I want to display Google on the screen. Okay, Google. So it must be displayed on the web page. So this is not just a word, this is a linkable word. So when I click on Google, it must take me to the Google website, right? So in between the starting anchor tag and the closing anchor tag, I have given the Google. But look at that. When I click on Google, I must be taken to Google homepage, not this one. So here the path would be the URL of the Google homepage, right? You have to give the URL, which means starting from HTTPS, right? So let's say HTTPS :/2// www.google.lk. Okay, so now this is the hypertext reference. href, right? Href means hypertext reference. So this is the hypertext reference now. So if it is a web page in the same computer or same folder, then the path or maybe the file name. But now it is a web page. Actually, it is also a similar document, but this is hosted or this is uploaded in a web server. So since it is in a web server, maybe in another computer, right? In another computer, you have to show the exact path. Here, the exact path is URL, right? So let's save the document. Right, now see the Google. If I click, I will be taken to Google website. You can see that, right? Now see, the Google is displayed. Look at the address bar. It shows google.lk. So which means we are in the Google website. Okay. The letters look very big because the zoom has been increased, right? Look. So this is the basic idea about how to link documents, right? But you have to understand some other things. Listen to me. So when I click on Google, look here, I got the Google website. Have a look at that again. Right. I got the new page, which means the linked page has been displayed now, or is being displayed now. Okay, the link page. So what happened to your previous page, which means the page which has the word Google, that was disappeared. So that particular page has been disappeared, and now you are watching the link page. So suppose if you want to go back to the Google, the previous page, you have to use these buttons. Say this one, right? Go to back or back button. So now you can. But this is not good because sometimes after opening the link page, to see the old page, which means to see the previous page, every time you have to use this one. They say now I may search something on the Google. So I can use this one, right? I can search something on the Google. And after that, if I want to, so what happens if I search, there will be another page, right? There will be another page displayed. So after that, when you want to see the previous page, you have to use the back button many times. So that is not good, right? So every time you have to click the button and take the back and see that doesn't look good. So it would be better to open your link page on a new tab. This is called tab. Look at that. Now this particular web page is displayed on this particular tab. So see, there is a plus mark, right? If you click the plus mark, there will be another tab opens. So now see, simultaneously, we have two tabs. On one tab, this web page is displayed. On another tab, this web page is displayed. This is a new page, right? Nothing on there, but it is a new page. These are called tabs. Even if you want to see another web page, click on the new tab icon and see, this is possible, right? So almost all the modern browsers use tabs in order to show multiple web pages simultaneously. If you have the older browsers, you couldn't have such facilities, right? They had only one tab, but almost all the new browsers have this facility. So what I'm going to do is now going to open the new web page, which means link web page on a new tab, not on the same tab. So what happens if you show on the same tab, this will be disappeared and your new thing will be on the screen, right? So that is not good, that because every time you have to go back and take the old page. But this may be convenient for the user. Look here. So I hope you all understood the thing, right? So I'm going to open this page, which means this page on a new tab, right? Not on the same tab. So go back to the coding. To open the link page on a new tab, you need to add another attribute. So far we have added this one. This is must. In addition to that, we need to add another attribute. So leave a space here, right? Another attribute. So here the attribute is target, right? Target. So since it is an attribute, it needs equal, then value. So here the value is underscore blank, right? This is often asked in exams. Remember this, target. Here the value is underscore blank. Since it is a text, it is quoted, right? Double quote is there, but the word blank starts with underscore, right? This is not a hyphen, this is underscore. We already used in Pascal, right? So underscore blank. Save your work, that's it, right? Save your work. Right, now see, I click on this word Google and see now, the new page is opened on the new tab. Look at the previous one, your existing tab is still there, right? While keeping your old tab, your new page is open on a new tab. You can see on the top, right? You have both tabs. So now imagine if you want to go back to your previous page, you don't need to click those buttons, right? A back button or something. Here, back button never works because we didn't go forward, right? Look at that. This never works. Right? You can easily click on the tab and open the page. This is very useful. So I can justify this one with another example. Say assume you have some links there, right? Google, maybe, okay, assume I have put some links for some other websites, Google, Facebook, maybe Instagram, right? Some links are there. If I click a link, it will be taken to that particular page. So if you don't set this blank at blank value, what happens? If you click Google, you will be in Google, then you have to go back and take this page again, then only you can click on the Facebook. Because this particular web page is important to go to the other websites. So now we clicked on Google and assume we are on the Google website. Suppose if I want to go to the Facebook, I have to go back and get this page again, and then only I can click on the Facebook. So after clicking on that Facebook link, we can be on the Facebook. Again, to go to the Instagram or something, we have to go back. That is tough. But now imagine, say if you have 4 or 5 words or five links, there's no issue because every link can be opened on a new tab. So this will be standstill, right? Doesn't matter, you click on Google or Facebook, this page will be on the screen forever, right? So that's maybe the reason why we often use this one, right? Target underscore blank. Clear? So see, this attribute target can have multiple values. See, instead of blank, there can be self to self. Earlier I used underscore blank, this is self. Have a look at the output first. The output first. I click on it. Now see that particular linked page, which means Google page, opened on the same tab, right? See, we can click the back button and see this one. So which means this is the default value for target. So self means your link page opens on the same tab. So if you want to open your link page on the same tab, you don't need to put the target, right? Because it's default. Without adding this target self also, it happens, right? Have you understood? But even if you add this word self, it opens on the link page on the same tab. Okay, so self is the default value for target, but we often use blank because we wanted to open the link page on a new tab, right? That's why we use blank. Now see, it opens on the new tab. So try to understand the difference between blank and self. Self opens the link page on the same browser, that is default. So even without writing target equal underscore self, it's same, right? Because by default, it takes the self one, right? But blank is for opening the link page on a new tab. Even parent also there, but parent is slightly different than self, but because we have a concept called frames, but fortunately we don't have those frames in our syllabus, so you don't need to worry about that. So even if you use the parent, it looks same. It looks like self, but there is a difference between self and parent. But for you may take them as same, since we don't have the frame concept in our syllabus, right? So parent or self. Okay, so this is how we open the link page on different tabs, new tabs, right? Right, so look, up to now, I have linked the web pages on word, on a phrase, on a particular word or particular phrase. But as we discussed earlier, well, web pages can be linked on images, maybe some small buttons or images possible, right? So let's set a link on an image, right? So it's very simple, say, first of all, I want an image, small image. Maybe any image is possible, but we always set a link on small images. Right, look here, I have an image, ph, you can see that, right? ph.png, this is an image, png is an extension for image. So what I'm going to do is going to set a link on this image. So this image must be displayed on the web browser. This is not just an image, this is an image which has link, right? Say if I click on this image, let's say Google should be displayed, right? Google must be open. It's very simple. First of all, look at this coding. Look at this coding. This is starting tag. This is closing tag. In between the starting tag and the closing tag, you have a word, right? So first of all, check the word. Where is it? It is in the body, right? This is body tag. This is the body tag. So in between two body, you have Google. That's why Google is on the screen. You don't need to worry about the A tag, right? Anger tag. Forget about this. Forget about the starting anger and the closing anger. So if you forget the starting anger tag and the closing anger tag, you know, Google is in between body, starting body and closing body. So everyone knows if something is in between starting body and closing body, it will be on the web page, right? But look here, this is not just a word. This is a link because it is in between anger tag, two anger tag. So as I told you earlier, whatever in between two anger tag will get the link. So now it's very simple, right? You can easily think about it. So now we have to add an image, or we have to insert an image on the web page. Okay, what's the coding? IMG SRC. That's a coding, right? IMG SRC. But that must have a link. So if it has a link, it must be within starting anger tag and the closing anger tag. So what's the idea? In between the starting, closing, and the starting and the closing anger tag, write the coding for inserting the image. So earlier it was Google, so we simply type Google. But now we have to insert the image. You know, for inserting the image, you have to write the coding, right? So write the coding here, IMG space SRC, I hope you remember, right? imgsrc equal within double quote, give the path or same, if they are in the same location, give the image names. Look at that. This is my HTML coding. This is the image. So both are in the same folder. So I can easily give the image name, right? ph.png. That's it. Now imagine. So this is the coding for inserting the image, right? imgsrc equal ph.png. Where is it? It is in between two body, starting and closing body. So if you delete this one, right, starting a tag and the closing a tag, you know, this is in the body. So if it is in the body, definitely it displays an image. At the same time, this particular coding is in between starting ang tag and closing ang tag. So if it is in starting and closing, definitely it will get the link. Right? First of all, see the answer. The image looks big because that image seems to be a little large. At the same time, I have increased the zoom. So, okay, I take the small size. Take a look at that. Now, if I take the mouse pointer on top of this one, it shows the hand shape, right? So, which means there's a link. So, if I click, see, the Google homepage opened. It opened on the same tab because I didn't use the target, right? That's why it is on the same tab. Have a look at the coding again. It's very simple, right? As I told you earlier, you have to have or you have to improve your organization skill, right? Because look here, we already studied about imgsrc. Now, just now we learned about how to insert the hyperlink. So you have to mix them together. You have to organize them together, right? So look again, this is the link, right? Starting, this is where the hyperlink is created. This is the closing tag. So in between them, you have this coding. What is it? This is responsible for image. So image will be on the screen. At the same time, it gets the hyperlink. Ask me if you have any doubt. Anybody, if you are unable to understand anything, ask me. No, right? Okay, so this is how hyperlink is set for image. Setting a hyperlink for a text is almost similar to the image. If it is text, you only type the text. But here, for image, you have to write the coding for inserting the images. Okay. Right, so that's it. That's about hyperlink. Right, so we have studied a lot of things in HTML. So starting from basic things, basic text related things like paragraph, right, bold, italic, and then we have moved to list. Then we have taken table, then images. Finally, we studied about hyperlinks, right? So remember the hyperlink coding. This is very important for exams, right? There must be a very simple question asked, but definitely asked, right? You can expect the questions from image as well as in hyperlink, but very small question, right? Look, then let's say I want to display this one on the screen on a web page. Let's say I want to display ABC or something. Okay, I want to display this one on a web page. Less than symbol, ABC, greater than symbol. This must be the content of my web page. Right? Look here. So just want to delete it. Right, you know, whatever we type within the body tags will be on the web page. So if I type hello, it will be hello. If I type 1, 2, 3, it will be 1, 2, 3. If I type a question mark, it will be a question mark. Similarly, now I want this one on the web page. So I thought that it would be very simple, because if I want ABC, ABC. If I want welcome, welcome. So similarly, I just want to display this one. So I thought about this one and type ABC, because this is the one which I wanted. So I type my content, right? Content within starting body tag and closing body tag. Okay, and save the work. Right. So if I open the page, what would be displayed now? Will it be this answer, or any other answers? Any others?
Nothing
What
will
could
be in the screen.
What is it?
Nothing will be in the screen.
Nothing on the screen. Others. So I hope that you all understood my question, right? So I wanted to display this output on a web page, right? Less than, ABC, greater than, right? So that's why I have written this one in the body, right? And save my work. And when I open the page, what does it display, or what does it have? Any others?
ABC will be displayed.
ABC with the greater than, less than, or without less than, greater than?
Without less than and greater than symbol.
Only ABC.
Yes, sir.
Any others? Any others? Ilakian?
Sir, without tag.
Without tag. Okay, look, I will explain. Yes, as the first student mentioned, there won't be any output on the screen. Look at that. Right, this web page doesn't show anything. So which means the browser did not understand this one. Look here. So for example, if it is ABC, definitely it is ABC, right? There is no doubt at all. You can see that this is ABC, because this text is in between the starting body and the closing body. That's why it is ABC. But the problem here, it is not just ABC. It has two brackets, angle brackets, right? Angle bracket. Yes, this is less than and greater than, but we often use the word angle bracket. So now when I put the angle bracket, nothing shown, right? The problem is, anybody? So what's the reason why it doesn't show the output?
Browser may take ABC as a tag, and it doesn't know the value. It doesn't know the function of that tag.
Okay, good. So the thing is, yes, that's the answer. The thing is, see, it looks like a tag. You know how a tag looks like, right? In browser's point of view, an angle bracket, which means less than, then the element, then the greater than. This is the formation of a tag. So now in browser's point of view, this looks like a tag. Because look at the other tag. They also have the same format, right? So now browser realizes that it is a tag, but it doesn't know the meaning of it. Browser knows the meaning of HTML or head or title or body or, right, B or P or every tag has a predefined meaning. So browser knows, right? Look at that. We just now we used a anchor tag. So browser knows that a tag has a predefined meaning. So when browser reads A, it knows, it understands its task. Similarly, in this particular, coding, except this one, all the other tags are well known for the browser, right? But here, browser thinks that it is a tag, but it doesn't understand the meaning. So since browser doesn't understand the meaning, it ignores. You know, that's the nature of the browser, right? If it understands, it performs. If it doesn't understand something, it ignores, right? So in this particular case, it ignores ABC. So, okay, tell me what will be the output now? Okay, what's the output now? Anybody? What's the output?
Welcome. Welcome.
Yes, now it would be welcome. Why? Look at that. It would be welcome. Why? So the reason is same, right? Browser knows that it is a tag, starting tag. Similarly, browser knows that it is the closing tag, but for the starting and the closing tag, browser doesn't have any meaning. So now what happens? Browser ignores this one, and also browser ignores this one. So now where is the welcome? Look at that. Where is it? It is in the body, right? The word welcome is in the body because browser ignored these two. So since browser ignored both ABC, welcome is in the body. So it is displayed. Okay, but now you know the reason, right? For not showing the output, you know the reason. But look, I wanted this one, right? I want this output on the screen because to explain something, I want this. So how to display? If you use this one directly on the body, you cannot show this one, right? So how to show this? This is where we have a new concept called character entity. Character entity. Right? Character entity. Look. So just now we faced a problem because of this character. Not only this one, even because of this character. Okay. Our browser doesn't show the output, doesn't show this output on the web page because of these characters. Not the word ABC. ABC is not an issue, right? Because of the angle bracket, greater than, less than, because of these two, browser gets confused. Am I correct? Because in browser's point of view, these two symbols are used for tags. But we didn't want to take this as tag, right? We wanted to display this one as a normal text. But what happened there? Browser gets confused because it will be in the same format, right? Browser's tags format. That's why problem arises. So these characters are called reserved characters. In HTML, some of the characters are reserved for some purpose. Simple example, look at that. This character and this character are reserved for tag. So when you use reserved character for displaying, we face some problems. Okay, so how can we use or how can we display these characters? With the help of the character entity, we can display the reserved characters. Have you understood? I explain again. In our example, we couldn't display the expected output on the web page. It is because of this less than character and greater than character, simply angle brackets. Because they are used for tag, right? So when they are used for tag, browser gets confused and refuse to show the output because browser thought this one as a tag and browser didn't know the meaning. That's why it didn't show any output, right? So the problem occurred because of these two characters. These characters are called reserved characters, right? Not only these two, there may be some other characters also. To display the reserved characters on a web page, we use character entity, right? So now see, with the help of the character entity, you can easily display reserved characters on the web page. Okay, with the help of the character entity, you can display whatever character which are reserved in HTML, right? So look here, I'm going to display this one again, same thing. Right. So first of all, I want the less than, right? Less than. So it must be it must be introduced to the browser with the help of the character entity. This is the character entity. All the character entities start with ampersand symbol, right? Ampersand. Since it is less than, right? So put LT, and then a semicolon. This is the character entity for less than. Look at that. Ampersand symbol. This is called ampersand, right? Ampersand. Ampersand. The name of this symbol is ampersand, but we use this ampersand symbol for and in English, right? But it doesn't mean the name of the symbol is and, right? We use that for and, A-N-D, and the name of it, ampersand. So ampersand symbol, then LT, less than, right? LT, it ends with semicolon. So now in browser's point of view, what is it? It is less than symbol, right? It is less than symbol. Then give the word within the bracket, right? ABC. Thereafter, we have to show the greater than, right? So again, greater than symbol must be displayed by character entity. So again, another ampersand. This time GT, right? GT, greater than, semicolon. Okay, so in browser's point of view, this is less than, then ABC is just a word, right? Then this is greater than. Okay, save the work and see the output. Now you can see that that particular output is on the screen. Okay, so with the help of the character entity, we were able to instruct the browser to display that one. Clear? Right, look, I have a question. Right, I have a question, look here. I wanted to display 9 greater than 5. Okay, I wanted to display 9 greater than 5 on a web page. So I just want to write 9 greater than 5 because I thought that the output would be okay. I thought that the output would be 9 greater than 5. So I have written 9 greater than 5 straight into the body, right? And save my work. So what could be the output now? If I open the web page, what would be the answer? Will it show my expected output, this one 9 greater than 5?
Yes, sir.
Will it show this expected output 9 greater than 5?
Yes.
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 Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir? Noah?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this time definitely yes, right? You can have 9 greater than 5. So look here. I'm not trying to say that the browser doesn't understand greater than, right? I never say like that. Browser understand the greater than. Browser understand the less than, right? These operators can be understood. So some of you may wonder how this possible now. Maybe minutes ago, when we used ABC, we didn't get the expected answer. But now we got the expected answer. So you may wonder, look here, earlier we got the problem, right? So when we use this one, we got the problem because here the problem is it is in tag format. Look at that. Look at the format of this one. It is in tag format. So browser realizes that it is a tag and it doesn't understand the meaning. That's why it ignores, right? But look at that. This is nowhere near to the tag format. No one can say that it is a tag, right? Look at that. Look at the format. You have a number there, then the greater than operator, then another number. This is not in the form of tag, right? So now there is no confusion at all. Browser never gets confused, right? So it shows the output. Clear? Even if you use this one, it works, right? There is no need. See 9, the next one is greater than, right? So ampersand, GT, semicolon, 5. It works, but there is no need. Look at that. You got the same answer, right? Same answer, but there is no need. You can easily use, or you can directly use this one, or even less than, right? Less than is possible. Okay, so this is the reason why we use character entity. So I introduced only the character entity for greater than and less than, but not only greater than and less than, right? There may be some other entity, character entities also there. But in your syllabus, this is only an introduction, right? This is introduced with one example or two examples, right? They didn't take this as a depth. So maybe this is enough, but if you want, I can give one or two other examples too. But you have only an introduction for character entity. So as a student, you are expected to understand the reason for having character entity first, right? So the reason is some characters in HTML are reserved, right? They are used for some other purposes like tag. So those characters must be expressed or must be described with the help of character entity, right? So character entity starts with an ampersand sign, then there is a number and there is a letter and semicolon. Even numbers also used, that is not important for you. Okay, I take that again. So if you want, see earlier I use ampersand, LT, semicolon, this is less than, then I put ABC or something, then ampersand, GT, semicolon. Okay, right. So this is a character entity for less than. This is another character entity for greater than. So sometimes when you use character entity by using letters, some browsers don't understand. It doesn't support for some browser. So that's why there is a way to show this one in numbers. So let's say same format, right? Ampersand, then put the hash symbol, hash. Now I think for less than it's 30, right? 30 or 32. That's 30 and symbol, right? Ampersand, and there is a hash, and there is a number for that particular character entity, right? Then as usual, you have semicolon. I'm not sure 30 or 32. Let's try it. I think 32. right? This must be, I think, 60, 60 and 62. You don't need to remember these numbers, right? 60. So ampersand symbol, then hash 60, then so this is less than. For greater than, this is 62, right? Hash and 62. Okay, this belongs to greater than. So if you use numbers, right? If you use numbers, every browser understands, right? Even hexadecimal can be used. There are some ways, but it may be the letter, using the letter may be simple for you because you can easily remember, right? LT less than, GT greater than. So always remember that. But these methods also applicable. That's why I'm showing this, but always use this idea that is very simple for you, right? LT and GT. Okay, right. So I will show you another character entity. Look, in HTML, if you want to show white spaces, which means spaces, you will face some problem because browser knows or browser understands only one space in between words, even if you leave many spaces, right? Say you left, say I leave some spaces there, right? So many spaces. Went, again I leave spaces, and home. So in between the first word and the second word, I have left many spaces. Even in between the second word and the third word, I have left many spaces. But look at the output. Let's check whether the browser understands those spaces. Look at that. It understands only one space. Right? You could easily identify, right? There is a space in between the first word and second word, and another space in between the second word and the third word. But we left many spaces, maybe around 10 or 11 spaces left. But browser understands only one space out of those 10 or 11s. But if you think that you need many spaces in between words, you have to explain that, or you have to express that with the help of character entity, right? With the help of character entity, you have to express. Look here. I want 3 spaces in between I went. Okay, I want 3 spaces. So then you have to type the character entity for space. So you know the format, right? Ampersand symbol. Then the word NBSP. NBSP. SP means space. There is a word NB, right? NBSP. We have 4 letters. Then semicolon. So this is one space. Okay, in browser's point of view, this is one word. So if I want another space, I can simply type ampersand NBSP space again. So now we have 2 spaces in between first and second words. Look at it. You see, the space increased, right? Earlier we had only one space. Now space increased because I have 2 spaces. Look at the second word and third word. It has only one space, right? Here we have 2 spaces. You can see there, right? This is one space. And here you have another space. Altogether, you have 2 spaces. But now, in between the second word and the third word, you have only one space. Let me increase the space again. So I take the word closer and let's say ampersand NBSP semicolon and leave a space. Okay, I tried a different manner. This is a space. I have shown this space with the help of a character entity, and I leave a space with the help of a space bar, right? And look at the output now. right? Now see, look at them. You have two spaces. Here also two spaces. But here I got two spaces. Both of them were taken by character entities. Look at them. These are the responsible character entities. But even in the second and third word, you have two spaces. But those two spaces are shown by one character entity, right? This is a character entity and a space. Okay, I have a space there, right? So now also you have two. So this is how space is shown in HTML, right? So space is shown by using character entities. Clear? So you don't need to worry about character entity because up to now, there was no questions asked in character entity, but better go through your book. This was mentioned in the book, right? They introduced the character entity, NBSP, I think, right? Space. And there is an activity given in your book. It says that you have to go through some other websites or other books and find out the similar character entities, like less than, greater than, right? So since it is given as an activity, this can be asked in exam. But apart from them, there was no other examples or exercises are given, but these are enough for asking in exams. Okay, it would be better if I show one more example in terms of character entity. Look, this is for your idea, right? Look here, you have to think. Look, I want to display this one. This is my output. I have to display this one on the web page. Have you understood? This must be my output. This must be on the web page. So I have written this one on the body, in between two body, and save the coding. Can I have this answer as output?
No. No.
Have you understood my question? As a user, I want to display this coding, or maybe this, how many letters? 4, right? 4 letters on the screen. Because say I'm designing a web page for HTML. So on that particular web page, I'm describing something about character entity. So now I thought, okay, better to display this one on the web page. So I have typed this in between two body. So tell me, will it show this output on the web page? Can I have this answer?
No.
No, sir.
So what will I get there? If I open the web page, what will I get?
Greater than symbol.
I can
Greater
only
than
get
symbol.
greater than, right? I can only get greater than, but this is not the one which I wanted. I wanted this one, right? I wanted this one. But the problem is, this is a character entity. In browser's point of view, this is greater than, right? For us, it seems to be ampersand, GT, semicolon. But in browser's point of view, together, this is greater than. So greater than is displayed. But I didn't want to display greater than, right? I want to display this one. So what can I do? So now the problem is, listen, the problem is because of the format, right? This format is the problem. It starts with ampersand, then GT, then semicolon. Okay, now look here. You can understand simply. See, maybe browser thought this one as a greater than because ampersand, GT, and semicolon. Okay, forget about these 3 things. Right? Forget about GT and semicolon. Keep an eye on ampersand. So because of the ampersand, right? Listen to me very carefully, right? Because of the ampersand, browser thought that it is greater than, because in browser's point of view, each and every character entity starts with ampersand. So here also it starts with ampersand. So immediately browser thinks that it is a character entity. And then it decide, okay, what character entity is this? So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to describe this one, right? I'm going to describe this ampersand in a different manner. With the help of another character entity, I'm going to describe, right? Look here. I put the character entity, ampersand again, AMP and semicolon, right? Character ampersand symbol, AMP. Can anybody guess what is it? Can you guess this one? Actually, this is a character entity. What character is represented by this?
Ampersand.
This is for ampersand, right? This is for ampersand. Have you understood? This is for ampersand up to now, up to this one, right? Ampersand. Then look at that GT and then semicolon. So now, thing in browser's point of view, okay, it starts with ampersand. So browser realize, okay, up to this one, ampersand symbol. Because browsers knows, right? This is ampersand. So it puts the ampersand. And then look at that, GT and semicolon. Now definitely it cannot be taken as greater than, because if it is greater than, in front of GT, there should be an ampersand symbol. Okay, if it is greater than, definitely there should be an ampersand symbol here. Then only it becomes as greater than. But now, in front of GT, you don't have any ampersand. So this is just a word for browser, right? Browser takes these 3 letters as a word. In front of GT semicolon, you have this one. This is ampersand. Look at the answer. So definitely, this is the expected output. So that ampersand GT. So in this particular example, right, this ampersand is displayed with the help of this one, right? Ampersand AMP semicolon. It is the responsible component for displaying ampersand symbol. And then GT semicolon. Okay, so character entities are very useful in HTML, but fortunately we have very less, right? Even this is not necessary for you, but it would be better if you could understand. These are nothing, right? You can easily understand, even though sometimes these seem to be little, confused, but you can understand, right? So this is the character entity for ampersand character. So today I have introduced 4 character entities for 4 characters for less than, ampersand, LT, semicolon. For greater than, ampersand, GT, semicolon. For space, ampersand, NBSP, semicolon. For ampersand character, for ampersand symbol, ampersand, AMP, semicolon. Okay. So even though these have less importance in exam, try practicing. These are very important for creating web pages, right? When you want to design a web page on a computer, you always face such problems, right? So these are very useful. Okay. So there may be some other character entities too. If you have interest, go through and find them on web. There are so many character entities available. Okay. All right, so if you can practice these things, so we are almost at the end of the HTML. I may take one more class to take some other tags, some of the tags which I left earlier. So I have to take them. After that, we can practice some questions, right? So that's it for today. See you next time. Thank you.